Now, let's study the key critical disabilities of an unregistered firm. First disability is that partners cannot file a suit against the firm or other partners. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Supposing a firm has 3 partners, A, B and C. Also, this firm is an unregistered firm, meaning the partners decided not to register it. Moreover, C and B are dad and son. Now, at the end of the year, they did their business and had a profit of 5 lakh rupees. In the beginning of the year, these guys decided that the partnership ratio between A, B and C should be equal. So they all should get 1:1:1. At the end of the year, B and C, the dad son, decided let's not give any profits to A and now do not want to share any profits with A. Is this wrong? Yes, this is wrong. Can A sue B and C? No. A cannot sue B and C. Why A cannot sue B and C? Because they are an unregistered firm. And in an unregistered firm, partners cannot file a suit against the firm or the other partners. Now let's take one more very interesting example. Let's suppose A, B and C are 3 partners of a firm. This time it's a registered firm. After a while, they admit D into the partnership, a new partner. And on the addition of new partner, what is to be done? We have to intimate the registrar, right? But the registrar was not intimated. They all decided to share profits equally, 1:1:1:1. At the end of the year, A, B and C decided not to give any profits to D. Can D sue? Well, now the firm is registered. He should be able to sue, right? You might be thinking this, but this is wrong. Why? Because the law says that only a registered firm and a partner whose name appears as a partner in the registrar of the firms can sue for their rights. Even though D is a partner, his name is not appearing in the register of firms. Why? Because the intimation was not given to the registrar of the firms that, hey, we have added D as a new partner. So, it does not only require a registered firm, but it also requires that the partner asking for his rights should be there in the register of the firms. The second disability is that the firm cannot file a suit against a third party. So the first disability was that the partner cannot file a suit against the other partners within the firm. Now the disability is that the firm cannot file a suit against third parties. Let's take an example. Suppose A, B and C are partners. They newly constituted a firm and commenced the business without registration. Y is indebted to the firm for a sum of rupees 1,000. Can A, B and C file a suit against Y for the recovery of rupees 1,000? Well, no. Why? Because they are an unregistered firm. How to solve this problem is easy. First, the firm can get itself registered and then they can file a case against Y. In such a situation, the case will be maintainable in the eyes of the law. And hence, first you have to register and then only you can sue third parties. Let's take one more example. An unregistered firm applied for registration on 17th August. On 19th August, before the registration could be filed, they filed a suit against X for recovery of rupees 1,000. Registration certificate was given to them on 28th August and the entry in the register was made on 26th August. Can the firm file a case against X? Well, the firm has filed a case against X for the recovery of rupees 1,000, but that will not be maintainable because when they filed the case, their application was in process. Only on 26th they became a registered firm and only after you become a registered firm, you can file a case against third parties. So ideally, the firm should cancel its case and then register a fresh case after 26th. The third disability is that the firm cannot claim a set-off if a third party files a case against us. Well, let's take an example to understand this. Imagine a firm, A and Company. It's an unregistered firm. They borrowed 10,000 rupees from B, a money lender. And also they sold goods rupees 1,000 to B. Now that sale was a credit sale. So B has not paid for that 1,000 rupees. After a while, we were unable to pay the loan back to B, and B filed a suit against us for the recovery of 10,000. In the proceedings, when we are in the court, can we say, hey, we accept that we took a loan from you for 10,000 rupees, but we also know that we gave you goods worth rupees 1,000 which you haven't made payment for. Today, we will give you 9,000 and let's settle. Is this possible? No. As the firm is an unregistered firm, it cannot claim any set-off. So the firm will have to give the full 10,000. And moreover, the firm cannot even case on B for recovery of rupees 1,000 as it's an unregistered firm. This brings us to the fourth disability. The fourth disability is third parties can sue us. Like in our previous example, a third party can sue us, but we cannot sue third parties because we are unregistered. So you see, this is really bad. एक तो हम किसी की बजा नहीं सकते और दुनिया में हमारी सब बजा सकते हैं. Now, there are certain things that we can do even if we are unregistered. In the first disability, we read that the partners cannot file a suit against the firm or the other partners. But however, in the following conditions, they can sue other partners or the firm. 1. At the time of dissolution of the firm. At the time of dissolution of the firm, none of the disability due to unregistered happens. So a partner can sue the other partners at the time of dissolution of the firm, even if the firm is unregistered. Second, on dissolution, partner can sue for his right of accessing the books of the account. As I said, on dissolution, none of the disabilities due to unregistration happen. Third, on dissolution, partner can sue for his right realization of the property. Let's take an example to understand this. A and B were partners in an unregistered firm, carrying on the business of sugar manufacturing. C was advanced rupees 1,000 by the firm in lieu of promise of the supply of the sugarcane. There was a short supply of the sugarcane and 700 was due from C to the partnership firm. The partnership was afterwards dissolved, and in a division of the assets, the partnership was afterward dissolved, and in a division of the partnership assets, this debt of rupees 700 was allotted to Mr. A. Can Mr. A sue Mr. C for the recovery of the amount? So if we run through it, A and B are the partners of an unregistered firm. Can they sue third parties? No, they cannot sue third parties. What happened in the case was they gave rupees 1,000 to Mr. C. Out of that, Mr. C was able to pay 300 and the remaining 700 was still with him. In the meantime, the firm dissolved. And when they were distributing the assets of the firm, Mr. A got the asset debtor C, from which Mr. A had to recover 700. Can Mr. A recover the amount of 700? Because when he files a case, Mr. C is going to say, hey, you are an unregistered firm, you cannot file a case against me. But there is the exception. Because it is the time of the dissolution, a partner can sue his right of realization of the property. And hence, during dissolution, Mr. A can sue C for the recovery of 700 rupees. Let's take next example. This is a very interesting example. A and B purchased a taxi to ply it for partnership. They plied the taxi for about a year. A, without the consent of B, disposed the taxi. B bought an action to recover his share in the sale proceeds. A registered B's claim on the plea that the firm was unregistered. Will B succeed in his claim? See, unlike in the previous example mein, we were clearly said that the firm is dissolving. In this example, we are not clearly said whether the firm is dissolving or not dissolving. And unlike the previous example, in the previous example, we were having a case against a third party. Here, the partners are having a case amongst each other. But I'll tell you a very important thing. See, sometimes they will not say you directly that the firm is dissolving, but they will say you indirectly in a very silent manner. The similar has happened here. Why did A and B start a business? For taxi business. Now A has sold the taxi. Is there any taxi? No. So the business has already dissolved. Right? So this is the silent way of saying that yes, the business is dissolved, and on dissolution, a partner can case on another partner. Right? So only on dissolution, a partner can case on another partner or the firm, and only on dissolution, a partner or a firm can sue third parties. Now let's look at the fourth point, that even if we are unregistered, still a partnership firm can claim a set-off. This is in against to point number 3. Remember point number 3 above, that a partnership cannot claim a set-off if it is an unregistered firm. Remember our case where we had to pay back 10,000 and we had goods of rupees 1,000 with him. We could not tell him that okay, we are going to pay you 9,000. We had to pay him the complete 10,000. This is an exception now. But it is very funny with the amount. An unregistered firm can claim a set-off, can claim an set-off. Who can claim a set-off? An unregistered firm can claim a set-off. Only if the amount does not exceed 100 rupees. I know you must be saying what the F, but yes, this is it. An unregistered firm can only file a suit against a third party or can claim a set-off if the amount is not of 100 rupees. This is the way of government taunting us like, hey, you get registered or the only thing you are going to get is 100 rupees. And the fifth is, the restriction is only on contractual rights and not others. So if an agreement is arised out of the world of the contract, then yes, an unregistered firm can also claim it.